Hey good people, welcome back to my channel and thanks a lot for joining me. My name is Janet. If you're a fashion lover, you might already heard of this prestigious brand Versace. If not, you may be familiar with the song Versace on the Floor by Bruno Mars. Everything was started by an Italian fashion designer, the founder of Versace. Gianni Versace was a brilliant businessman who took his humble beginnings and built a multi-billion-dollar fashion empire. He became a celebrity designer, and his company's famous Medusa logo is recognized around the world. In today's video, I will tell the inspiring story of Gianni Versace, rags to riches success story. Gianni Versace was born on December 2, 1946. He grew up in Reggio Calabria in the south of Italy. His dad was named Antonio and his mom's name Francesca. Antonio was an appliance salesperson while Francesca was a dressmaker and clothing store owner. The couple was blessed with 4 children: Fortunata, Santo, Gianni, and Donatella. When Gianni was 6 years old, tragedy struck. While visiting a carnival with his family, Fortunata fell and scraped her knee. She contracted tetanus and was treated with the wrong medication. Less than 24 hours after the fall, she passed away. 3 years later, Donatella was born. From early on, Gianni's favorite place was his mother's workshop. He saw his mom create beautiful wedding dresses for the brides of their community. And he not only watched her make the clothes, he also admired her mom's talent. Gianni made his very first dress at the age of 9. It was a beautiful blue one-shoulder evening gown. His mom was delighted and Gianni rejoiced in pride. Little did anyone know that Princess Diana would eventually wear a version of that creation some 40 years later. As you can see, it didn't take long for Gianni to fall in love with fashion, and his dreams to one day become a fashion designer started very early. By his mid-20s, he had moved to Milan and was already earning 6 figures a year as a designer. At the time, Milan was a hot new epicenter of fashion and a true place to be for both aspiring and established fashion designers. In 1978, he set up his own boutique in Milan's Villa della Spica, which is the main shopping street in Milan. And his first collection was shown on March 28th at the Contemporary Art Museum Permanente. Versace was refreshing, people loved it, and Gianni soon became the darling of Milan. This in turn ignited a bitter rivalry with Giorgio Armani. Over the next decade, Versace exploded onto the scene, and wanting to leave his mark on the world, he made sure to revolutionize the fashion industry by doing a couple of things differently. One of those things was using multiple elements on the same dress. At the time, this was very uncommon, but Gianni loved nothing more than to mix and match, from lace and leather to metal stacks and Swarovski crystals. Everything could be found in his creations. Another thing that made Versace stand out was the fact that the company was dead set on being 100% independent. Thanks to this desire for independence, Versace became one of the new big labels in control of its entire product cycle, from design to retailing and marketing too. Gianni was a good designer and creative talent, but when it came to marketing his products, he was a true genius. He was the first designer to take runway shows to other major markets such as Paris and New York. And he stressed the importance of only using supermodels and high-level photographers. He made stars of Linda Evangelista, Christy Turlington, and his runway show favorite, Naomi Campbell, and his provocative style offered a contrast to the simplicity of his predecessors. Versace was vibrant and fun. He understood that the whole idea of getting dressed is not so much to cover yourself, but about being attractive. In addition to relying on supermodels to show off his clothes, Gianni also recognized the immense brand clout he could receive through celebrities. He began making clothes for Elton John, Princess Diana, Michael Jackson, Cher, and countless other celebrities, and suddenly everyone wanted to wear the same dress that Cher had, worn, the same shirt that Elton John had worn, the same, and this meant a flood of new customers for Versace. Gianni had a knack for discovering and nurturing raw talent. Among the new talent is Carla Bruni. The women chosen by Versace weren't just regarded as tools for modeling his clothes either. They became part of his world, and the Versace world was a place that everyone wanted to belong to. By the early 90s, Gianni became increasingly embodied by his success, and he launched his most daring clothing line ever, the Miss SM, donning tight-fitting leather and an automotive look on their faces. The models strutted the catwalk, and while the show was highly controversial, it also proved insanely popular. That same year, Gianni settled in Miami. He spotted a beautiful villa in South Beach, bought it, and called it the Villa Casa Casarina. Gianni loved the place, and after more than $30 million in renovations, the iconic Versace mansion was established. For the following 5 years, Gianni lived there in peace. But then disaster struck. On the morning of July 15, 1997, a 50-year-old Gianni was up by 6 a.m. He made calls to Milan and finished up some more work. Then he headed out. He was a regular at the Ocean Drive restaurant, where he bought coffee, exchanged greetings with the manager, scooped up issues with the manager, New Yorker, and headed back home. He walked up 5 marble steps and stripped his key into the lock on the iron gate, but at the moment a dark-haired man with a baseball cap shot Gianni twice execution style. Then he turned around and casually walked away. Gianni had been gunned down by a 27-year-old serial killer, Andrew Conanin, who was found dead in Miami Beach boathouse 8 days later. His murder sent shockwaves to the globe. Gianni's devastated siblings flew from Milan to identify his body, and his steps turned into a makeshift memorial with flowers and cards. 1 week after his passing, Gianni was given a funeral fit for a prince at the Duomo, Milan's soaring 14th century cathedral. Everyone who mattered to Gianni was present, from his brother and sister to his favorite model Naomi Campbell and his favorite princess Lady Diana. And while more than 2,000 people fit into the memorial, journalists were fighting for space outside. He was a designer to celebrities and royalty. Gianni was known for bringing vitality and art to the fashion industry. Little by little, Versace had become more of a lifestyle brand, selling everything from bed sheets to tableware, and in less than 10 years, Gianni had built an empire worth $807 million. Now his siblings had to take over. After Gianni's passing, his younger sister Donatella took over as creative director. Today, Versace is a billion-dollar empire. Donatella still holds the position of creative director. The company now belongs to a parent company, Capri Holdings Limited, after it was bought up in the early 2019. Worldwide, the fashion design house symbolizes Italian luxury, and all items remain unique, just as Gianni Versace had envisioned. That's the history about the man behind the luxurious brand Versace. Hope you found this video informative. If you did, kindly remember to give this video a thumbs up. Thanks a lot for joining me. Let's meet in the next video. Bye bye.